Expensive college textbooks. They frustrate us all, and most of us probably find different solutions to the problem. Some of the braver students don't even buy the books, but others, like myself, get part-time jobs to help alleviate that expense. I'm a courtesy clerk at Brookshires, and today I will demonstrate for you how to properly bag groceries for customers at a grocery store. While working for Brookshires the past year, I've gained valuable experience in bagging a wide variety of groceries, and I've been complimented and commended by both customers and the management, verbally and in writing, and I've recently been assigned the task of training newly hired employees at our store in Bullard. There's a lot of things I try to keep in mind while bagging groceries for customers, and I'm just going to let you know the most important ones so that you can keep in your own mind a framework for how this process can be done quickly, efficiently, and safely. First of all, we're going to talk about how to properly prepare the sack. Secondly, how to position the various items in the sack. And finally, how to deliver the groceries to the customer. First of all, we want to remember that it will make the whole process a lot easier if we'll take just one moment at the beginning to properly prepare the sack. Now, this step takes some foresight, as you want to be able to look down to the cart or to the conveyor belt and notice the size and shape of the various items coming through so that you can pick either a normal size or small plastic bag. Our demonstration today includes a normal size plastic bag. This is the most commonly used type of bag, but you also want to take this opportunity to ask the customer if they would prefer paper or plastic. If they want paper, by all means, bag their groceries in paper, but if they have no preference, we like to use plastic because it's less expensive than the larger paper bags. This step also includes opening the bag. Now, at a first glance, this may seem pretty simple, but I've learned from experience that these bags can be pretty tricky. They tend to stick or rip, so I just like to lick a finger and take one downward swipe, and this creates enough friction to separate just one plastic layer from the rest of the bags, and then that frees up our hands to make a nice wide opening and a nice base, which prepares us for our second step, and that is properly positioning the groceries in the bag. Now, there's also a lot to consider when you're selecting the various items to put into each sack. For example, you don't want to crush the bread or eggs. We also like to put all the cold things in one bag, and we like to separate our produce from our meat and other non-food items such as chemicals that may contaminate the other foods. And so we follow these basic principles while we're filling the sack. We have here a variety of groceries. I like to put my cans together, and I find that a sack can hold anywhere from 6 to 8 cans. Now, some of the braver courtesy clerks will try to stack 10 in there, but I like 6. It's a good number, and that way the sack is easily stackable, it stands on its own, and it's easy to carry and easy to handle. I also like to put my crushable items together, such as cereal and bread, and we place those aside, making sure we don't crush them. I also like to put the non-food items, chemicals, and things that may contaminate the other foods together. We have toilet paper and various bathroom items, soap, and bleaching. Now, as I said, we want to remember these basic principles, but probably the most important thing is just to remain flexible and use your common sense and remain calm. Now, the sacks need to be full but not overflowing, and the sack should stand on its own but be easy for the customer to handle as well. And that brings us to our third point, which is delivering the groceries. Now, many will appreciate it if you push out a cart full of groceries for them, but others like to carry the groceries out for themselves. In any case, though, you need to be as accommodating as you can, regardless of their preferences. We want to make sure that the handles are secure. I like to do this simply by twisting the handles like so, and that gives the customer a nice, easy handle to hold, and it makes sure that the items don't fall out and the sack doesn't tip over. Also, when stacking the bags, a lot of our creativity comes out, because many times you'll be asked to stack a large number of groceries into a trunk that doesn't have very much room or that's already full, or into a cart with 2 crying kids and a purse in it. But you just also want to remember the basic principles. Put the heavy things on the bottom, the crushable things on top, and again, remain calm and just use common sense. So in conclusion, you should now understand how to properly bag groceries for customers at a grocery store, always remembering the 3 very important steps. Number 1, you want to remember how to prepare the sack by choosing the right size based on the size and shape of the different items, and remember to lick a finger when opening the bag. Secondly, we talked about how to position the groceries, remembering the basic separation rules, but also just relax and use your common sense and be flexible. Finally, we talked about how to deliver the groceries, and you always want to make sure the handles are secure and the bags are carryable and stackable. Once you've got these 3 basic principles down, you're well on your way to becoming Employee of the Year and earning just enough money for those college textbooks.